You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess I mean like just chats and not pings and shit because I want to be able to see who pings what and who.
No, yeah, that would be
That
just
makes
chat.
sense. So
Like,
like
look,
if it
look.
says like
If you watch my sorry, there's a delay, but you'll be able to see it soon. So
yeah,
if
I'm
you take
watching,
the
I'm watching, I'm
chat
watching.
box, and then like you do that, and then you can drag it back when you need to. Like that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing that.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Yeah, sure, you can do that. I mean, I recommend muting because I think that looking at chat for things like even pings is actually really good. And
Yeah,
I'm someone that like the moment I see a summoner spell popped, I will instantly time it in chat. I don't ping it. I use
yeah.
chat to do it because it's more accurate, obviously. Um,
That's one thing I need to do as well. Is keep track of some of the spells. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah. So
quite
like,
bad for me as
I
an
think
AD.
you really need to like use the fact that you can type in chat. Like, um, you probably haven't seen me playing the game before, but like, whenever absolutely anything in this game happens, I already have it written down in chat. So like, for example, if I'm playing a top laner and I see the jungler bot side, then I will say anything like that in the chat as well. Like even if it doesn't have to do anything with me, I will time bot lane
Yeah,
summoners. I will time every single person summoners. I will tell my team where the enemy jungler is if I know it. I will say everything. It's so important that that you control your team, and then this is like the reason why people always say like, oh yeah, I lost because my team is bad, or my win ratio is bad because my team is bad.
yeah,
Like that's not like,
yeah,
yeah, sure, that's always the case, but the game is always going to be like that. You never ever change that. But
yeah.
you can do
I
things. You
don't.
can do
I
things
don't
to
think I have that.
minimize it, right? I mean,
I don't think I have that mental like I
okay,
find I improve myself for the mistakes that happen in a game. Like
okay.
if
I
we lose and I
mean,
blame myself, I find
sure.
I
Look, that's fine, right? But there are some people that tell me that like, oh, my teammates are not like, and then I say like, well, are you doing anything about it? um, okay. Yo, who's this in chat? What is this? How video shows how exactly? Okay. Okay, so by the way, sorry. Due to technical limitations, because my graphics card has some really annoying problems, and if I stream and share my screen on Discord, it like lags
Oh no,
me out.
you don't need to
So
share it. You
yeah,
don't share
okay,
it.
okay. So like, just keep in mind that there's like a delay, but I'll keep that in mind as well, and you'll be able to see it.
I'm gonna clip the VOD anyway and add it. I've got like a
Oh, okay.
library of
I'm gonna
like
put it
VOD
on
reviews.
YouTube. I'm gonna put it on YouTube anyway, so you shouldn't worry
Okay,
about it.
okay,
All
okay.
right. But yeah, you can flip it if you want to do whatever. All right. Okay, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Okay, so tell me, right? In this lane, do you like what do you like in a lane? What do you usually think about?
Matchup. So in this matchup, I feel like it's a farm until 2 items for me because I beat Sivir when I hit 2 items, but
Sure.
she beats like 3 off. I don't think it's a kill lane particularly, unless it's Karma melee, but she has exhaust, so it wouldn't really work because they have ignite. They have a more gank heavy orientated jungler, so making plays would like be a lot more dangerous and you know what I'd
Yes.
obviously do. So I normally look for jungler, mid and bot comp to see whether or not I can play aggressive in the lane.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I think about where I'm going to juggle the lane. So if I'm going to keep it in the middle of the map to like keep pressure in case our jungler's an early game jungler, in case we're going to do Drake or something like that, or juggle it under our tower. So the enemy jungler is hard. It finds it harder to get a lead. So in this case, it's Twitch. So I try to let it put towards us, so they can't really get much done
Okay.
with the Twitch
Yeah.
jungle, which
So
ends up working, but I don't get that much
right.
done myself.
Okay. Here's something that I feel like it might not be something you are thinking about. Now here's something that this doesn't just apply to bot lane. This applies to every single lane, by the way. If you're ever against the Twitch jungle or any jungler that has the
Uh,
same
I,
property as, yeah.
I also main Twitch jungle on another account, so that's pretty much the reason why I know it as well. So
Okay, so do you know what
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
say, or
he level one ganks and he's literally just he needs to gank off red, and
yes,
if he doesn't get a
but
kill in the other game,
yes,
doesn't
but
get
there's
like.
something to do with your laning phase.
Oh, you need to play it back and pink a lot.
Okay, so that's not what I wanted to say, but
Okay, you can say what you
yeah, okay, no. So like the thing is, right, with Twitch, that he cannot clear like the bigger camps. So sorry, when I say bigger camps, I mean like the ones with more minions in them. He can't clear the bigger camps early game. He just can't do anything. So what can be expected from Twitch is a path that involves something like red, and then he goes mid, and then he does whatever mid, and then scuttle, and then clear the entirety of bot side, and then back, and then look for a top lane maybe. So So this means that the bot side of his jungle is constantly going to be cleared, and there is probably not a chance that you will ever get an invade off in this area. Now, something that your top laner has to be able to do is get a lot of priority, and then walk into top side jungle with Elise, and then take all the camps that he's unable to take. For example, Raptors is one of them that he's never ever going to be able to take until he gets like, I don't know, Runans or something like that. So, well, it's not that like strict, but you get the point. So like Raptors is free in this game. Now, if I was in this game, I understand you don't do this, but if I was in this game, this is something I would be telling them to do. To focus on the topside jungle, because this is something that they can invade a lot this game. A lot. Absolutely.
I think if I remember correctly in this game, I think the main thing that I told them to do is I said mid and top play safe level 1, because Twitch is probably going to gank level 1.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if Yasuo died level 1 here.
Okay, I mean that's good, but like you have to understand that a very, very easy win condition against Twitch is that Twitch is unable to take farm and stuff like that very easily in the jungle. So because of that, you can abuse the fact that he will never ever take that many things topside. So stuff like that. It doesn't have to do anything with you really, but what you said was right. Like you just sit back, relax, just farm. You don't really have to be doing anything else. So yeah, that's basically it. All right. Okay. Okay, so you're just kind of not really letting the wave push, which is fine. They aren't doing that either. I don't actually know why. Oh, because they want. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is something that you should never probably do. You have to understand in this position. Let me just pause it. Okay.
Well, pushing up.
So no. So the way you're moving here is actually fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The problem rather is that you underestimate the fact that you being somewhere is already good enough to prevent the opponent from doing something. So you don't actually have to do anything while you're there. You just have to be there, if that makes sense. So
okay,
here,
like position next to
exactly, them, yeah. So here, you positioning next to Karma is enough for the Sivir or the Thresh or whatever to disengage from this trade. You don't actually have to auto attack, and the problem with that is you'll see here in a second. I'll unpause it. You actually miss this this magic creep here because you decide to put an auto attack onto the Sivir rather than the magic creep, which is, I feel like that's a bit too greedy. You could just be playing this game in terms of looking to outfarm your opponent, since kill potential doesn't really exist in a lane where you're going to get pushed in 24/7. And you have a Twitch jungle looming over your head, obviously. So, you should be looking to farm instead. But okay, so you try to get the auto, it doesn't actually work, so overextends. So an auto there was okay because there was no minion that was low anyway, so that was fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But here again, you could be doing the same thing, right? You could be positioned here instead of back here. Because wait, sorry, I know the drawing. Okay, so like, do you see where I'm what I'm trying to show you? Like, you have to understand that at this point, Thresh has just used his hook. He doesn't actually have it for the next 15 seconds. There's nothing threatening you. Sivir's never going to walk up to you. You can be farming from this position. And this just denies even more EXP for them. You just saw that Elise killed the Twitch. So there's nothing that is threatening you right now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right?
So you'd expect me to like push up a lot more when the jungler's dead, and like obviously I have lane priority. So just play more forward, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But
Forward,
don't obviously go for poke to draw me
exactly.
aggro.
Like going forward doesn't necessarily include like a commit, like a really hard commit. It's nothing. No, you just walk up and you just wait for it. Well, obviously do this when you know for a fact that the opponents don't really have abilities. But once they don't, keep in mind how many seconds that is, and then play in front. Don't sit behind and do nothing. Just go in front and stay there. But don't actually, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to use any abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one of the, like, you have to realize how much pressure you're already exerting by being somewhere, by just being in that location. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. They're playing very safe because they took a lot of damage early on.
This is quite a bad position for the lane to be in as well, because it's hard pushing. And
yeah, it is quite ugly. Yeah, so okay, here I really don't see a need to stay. You can do some very simple, like, it's super easy to figure this out, right? So Twitch just took the red. You know this because it's warded on their side. So Twitch just took red. We just established that he's never ever going to take anything on top side other than red. So where could he be? Bot side.
Yeah.
That's it. If you see a wave like this slow pushing into you, there's actually no problem with just recalling at this point. There's actually no issue with that. Like, sure, you have the potential for the Twitch to come bot side and then clear the wave so that you guys miss minions, but two things. Firstly, the Twitch probably doesn't know this because this is plat. Doesn't know this. Secondly, I mean, you're not going to die from a Twitch gank. That's the most important bit, is that you would like to avoid dying. There's no reason to stay here. There's a cannon wave being pushed into their tower along with like 7 other minions. This is like a really, really easy back for me in this game. You should have definitely just backed here. And a lot of people say, like, okay, what do I buy? Well, you nearly have 450 gold. That's enough for, like, I don't know, you could get boots and like a pink. You could even get a second Doran's blade. That's not too bad.
That's another question I have as well. It's like, I've been buying color a lot recently when I'm behind in lanes, and it's been
that's
feeling
fine
okay.
As well. Sure. In this lane, I mean, this is a farm lane, right? So there's absolutely no problem with buying call.
Yeah.
Sure. But like, don't like. What I'm saying is, like, don't be afraid to back, as a way of avoiding ganks. Okay. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Like, just because you have, like, even if you have 75 gold, backing for a pink, is completely fine. Completely fine. Okay. Just yeah. All right. Okay, so yeah, you do walk in here for, you try to ward. Yeah, you should just get out. There's no point being in this fight. Okay, Karma doesn't. Okay. So here, an ignite and a flash was popped. This is something I would have already typed into chat, but it's fine. Okay. So Karma's backing. Yeah, you're backing. So, like, here, the error from your side was that you weren't making enough assumptions about their jungler that you could super easily make every single game against Twitch. Do you see what I mean? There are some things that you will not always be able to guess, like their exact, like, pattern and what they're gonna buy, things like the wards. You're never gonna be able to guess that in every single game. But there are some things, some characteristics about the champion that you will always be able to tell. Like you said earlier as well, right? Level 2 Twitch always ganks. Like, you know, this is fact. So yeah, that's one of the things that you should also be assuming is that top side is where he's never going to be taking his camps, except for red. Obviously, he's going to be camping bot side until his red is up. Okay, so here you decide that you would like to freeze this wave. Well, not freeze. Sorry, let it slow push into them.
Yeah, I think mentally I decided to let the wave slow push every time because it'd be harder for Twitch to get a gank off with a massive wave block. Because if they move past a massive wave, they'll lose so much XP. So I didn't want to hard push all the time just to, like, let it crash again, like, as a matched wave.
No, that's fine. That's fine. What you're doing was fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think this is okay so far. I don't see anything to Too bad. Okay, good. So again, in positions like these, right, you have to understand that right now you're not actually doing anything by staying in lane. Nothing is happening. Okay. Whenever you find that's the case, it probably means you're doing something wrong. So here, again, same thing, right? You could be looking to either back, or you could be looking to get a ward into the river. What I'm saying is like use the fact that you have priority to
to
extend
get
the
something done.
advantage to other lanes. Yeah, other lanes or
Yeah.
to help your jungler, anything, right? There's a
Can
yeah
you click on my character and see if I had
yeah
a trinket up? Because if I didn't, then
oh
that's like a huge
wait,
mistake
that's
on my
bad.
part. Or if I
Okay,
did, I know.
so you had a yes, you did have a trinket, yeah.
Okay. It looks like I'm about to walk up to the river, but
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
sure
you
if I
might
did.
be. Okay,
Yeah.
so like the what I wanted to say is like I actually have oh fuck, it's not on you. Okay, never mind. So yesterday I was coaching. Sorry, not yesterday. 2 days ago, I was coaching this Malzahar guy, Malzahar mid, and Malzahar. I know this is slightly off topic, but it's very relevant here. So Malzahar in the mid lane is like a priority machine. So like all he does, like the very good thing about Malzahar is you walk to lane, full clear, and then you roam
Yeah.
for like wards and objectives. That's like what Malzahar does. And it it's really good if people play Malzahar because you learn this like idea of what to do with the priority very well.
Yeah.
Right? Because some people say like, oh okay, I have priority, and then they just sit in lane. Like, why would you do that? You should be looking to extend your advantage not like only to your lane, but go to other lanes and extend it. Don't just sit there and poke your opponent or attempt to get a kill. Like it's very rare that you'll ever get like good poke off or a good trade off when this is happening
Yeah.
because they're going to be playing very safely here.
A lot of times I see myself as well recently as like it's only something I've been doing recently because I've been watching a lot more of like LS's stuff. It's like um because I roam up to mid even though my support spam ping me to go back to lane when we've got like a dead lane and they've got it under their
Yeah, that's
turret and
just
I'll get like
stupid. That's
a
really
kill or two
stupid.
off on it.
Yeah.
And it's been working out, but like you get flamed for it in the elo that I'm in because like people just
Right.
don't seem to
So
think it's a good
okay.
idea.
So you like it's like flaming is something that you can't like decide your play upon. So like just because your teammate is playing you doesn't mean you shouldn't do a play, if that makes sense. And like you need to
Yeah.
you need to try be very like calm about it. So like try explain to them if they don't understand it. Really don't try and be toxic just because they're flaming you. But
Yeah.
if they can't listen, then obviously that's too bad. But you have to like play consistently even if your teammates are playing you. I don't think you should listen to your teammates just because they're spam pinging you. Um,
Mm.
yeah, you should probably meet the person's ping if they're like someone who's really talking. Yeah, like things like these are like really bad. What the karma's doing. Yeah, but this is good. What you're doing here is actually very good. Yeah, what you just did there was a good example of what you should do when you have priority. Absolutely, that was
I
really
walked
good.
straight past the ping.
No, I know. Okay, fine, but like other than that, like it's really good.
Yeah,
Okay,
that blasting plant thing is something I've been doing only recently as
yeah,
well. I've
that's
been doing
very
quite.
good. Yeah. Okay, so Thresh's positioning is a dead giveaway to this. I mean, this is
Yeah.
like no one
The
does
karma
this.
here as
Like
well.
he plays super
Okay.
safe for the entire game, and then he randomly just decides to do this. No way something isn't off here. Great, you guys have to blow your sums for it. At least it's ganking. Okay, doesn't do anything. Okay, this is fine. I mean, I feel like you should have been able to. Oh shit. Okay. 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 Okay.
And in this situation as well, I kind of knew he'd come back in for a rig, so I was ready for it. I kind of
Okay.
knew he'd do that.
You might be able to tell me this. Okay. I know that you're not the Elise, and I know you don't really jungle. I would assume, but okay. Can you tell me what this Elise is doing incorrectly?
Incorrectly or correctly?
Incorrectly.
She's not going on the Civic? Question
Okay.
mark?
Why? Why is this
Um,
bad?
because there's a champion with CC, and a champion with obviously a DPS orientated jungle, that are still both alive, and uh, Fresh still has Ignite and Twitch still has Flash. ADC is summonless at the moment.
Okay. So that's.
And also, she's in the middle of a lot of enemy minions.
Oh
as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
so she
yeah, like
can't hit
Nixie pointed out.
skill
Yeah,
shots.
yeah. Okay, so yes, exactly. That's pretty much one of the core reasons, right? That's a bad play. Now, something that is actually even worse about what she's doing, okay, is that she actually just used her W, right? So this means that a
Yeah.
Q and an auto actually wouldn't be able to kill Twitch, from what I feel like, and also the Thresh has the land. Wait, does he have it? I don't know. Whatever. The thing is, yeah. If you look at it from the big picture, yeah, she's in a wave, CC from Thresh, etc. That's true, but you have to understand she actually just used her W here. Now, if she doesn't land the E, she can actually get a kill, and she'll probably die because of the CC from Thresh.
Yeah.
And because
So
of
it's
this,
a coin flip play that
yeah, well, yeah, it is essentially a coin flip, and like something that I talk a lot about when I coach people is a lot of people say like, oh my god, like in a team fight, I don't actually know what to do. Now, I'll tell you one thing, and this is how you play a team fight for the rest of your life, okay? This is like the one rule you need to follow. There's nothing else that you need. There's no like trickery that goes on in like fights. There's no like oh my god, in LCS, I don't know what's going on in team fights. It's so hard to follow.
Are you gonna say ability timing?
Am I gonna say what?
Ability timing. I felt like that's what you were leading
No,
up
no,
to.
no, no. I'm not gonna say that. No, it's
Okay,
not
okay,
even that hard.
okay.
It's something even simpler than that. Your job, everyone's job, sorry, in a team fight, is to target the person that is closest to, on average, your team. So, here, on average, you and Karma can hit the Sivir. Okay, good. Can Elise get access to Sivir? Yes, absolutely, because she passed this wave on her own. So that's something that's a mistake by her. Now, do you and Karma have access to either Thresh or Twitch? The answer is no. Why is this good for you to follow this rule? Because the most important thing in a fight is to make it a 4v5 as quick as possible. That's the rule. Here, this Elise doesn't understand this, and that's why she's going for the greed play of attempting to land an E on the Twitch. Now, if she doesn't land it, obviously she dies. That's a really, really big coin flip to base it on, landing your E. That's huge.
Yeah.
Right? So let's see what happens here. So she gets hooked, Twitch gets away. She gets it ignited, but she ends up dying. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And then you go in for the Twitch because he's low, which is fine, I would say. Okay, so... Okay, let's actually see how this plays out, because I want to know. Right.
This is really bad for me.
Not,
oh my god.
Yeah. So you
I kind of in this situation. Sorry to interrupt again.
No, that's fine.
In this situation, like I don't normally interrupt. I don't. I don't normally I don't normally tend to blame my teammates. Like I'm not really a toxic player, I'd say. But in this situation, like I said, unlucky to the Karma, but I kind of felt like because even though she had 100 HP, the one auto that could have gone on her, I could have used to kill in that time. If that makes sense.
Okay.
If you watch it back,
okay. I am actually not going to say that this is the Karma's fault. Let's take a look at this, alright?
Oh yeah, no, not 100% entirely. I understand that.
No, but not even slightly. I don't think this is even slightly her fault. Okay. Now tell me, okay, if you're Karma and you see this happening, if you see, okay, sorry, it's just gonna pause after. Well, if you're Karma and you see this happening, are you ever going to assume that you have the chance to change a fight with one auto? How do you know this? How would she ever know this? Right?
So
that's why I hate it when people
like know the same stuff.
Like how would she? Yeah, exactly. How would she know that you're gonna go in? Firstly, secondly, how would she ever know that it's gonna boil down to her auto? Like she would never ever be able to figure this out. Neither would you if you were her.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, look, the thing is, right, that it's actually right for you not to go in. Why do I say that? Sivir just got level 5 with red buff. You have no mana.
This is a good read from me, completely.
You have no sums. And the other thing you have to keep in mind here is that you guys just did a 1-for-1 trade that is in your favor. Here, right, what happens is, okay, Twitch is low, fine, because you landed an auto. That's fine, because you were within your safe zone while you were doing that. So that's completely alright. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, you already won this trade. Why did you win this trade? Firstly, Your jungler died, but that's okay, because the enemy's support died. So this means that if you get it back here, you can come back to lane quicker than Thresh can. If you wouldn't have gone for this dumb, like, auto-twitch thing. And therefore, you get to push one wave into the Sivir, or zone her from one wave by freezing it in the middle once you arrive back to lane.
I'm making notes here. So just like way up laners like more than they actually do way on.
Right, exactly. And like here, look. The thing is, right. The other very, very, very important thing that you cannot miss out on here is that their Twitch actually died here. Their Twitch actually has died here. Why do I say that? Elise has stolen his Raptors. Elise has full cleared already once at 6 minutes. She is a level or 2, I forgot, ahead of him. Twitch is level 3 with 0 health. Okay? Twitch has to back, right? So he's not going to be in the game for the next 30 seconds. He is dead. He died here. Right? This is a one trade. You have just removed pressure from mid lane, from bot lane. That's it. You win. Like, a kill doesn't mean that you're getting much more out of someone being low health and forced to back.
I think that's like a problem I have as well. Is that like I feel like I need to make these plays just to get the carry potential like rolling, if that makes sense.
Right,
just to get...
but this is the carry potential to not do this. That's it. That is the carry potential, right? You not dying is the carry potential. That's the condition. You can have 10 kills, but if you have 11 deaths, you're not carrying. If you have 1 kill and you have 0 deaths, you are carrying. Do you see where I'm getting with this?
Yeah. I get it.
Okay. So, like, you have to establish that you won the trade just by forcing Sivir and Twitch to back, and Thresh was already dead, obviously, so... Wait, what's this? Everyone underestimates minion damage. Yes, that's true as well, and especially since, like, I don't know, I think... Was it, like, 3 patches ago or some shit? The minion thing was changed, where they deal more damage based on your level. Okay. Buff? Wait, did I say nerf? Sorry, I didn't mean that. Okay. Karma gets hooked. Okay, good. This is good. What you're doing here is good. Because you're keeping your range while doing this. A lot of ADCs will feel morally obligated to walk next to their support so that it's like, oh, I'm trying to save you type thing. You're not doing that. Thank you. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you couldn't have done anything. Don't blame yourself for that. That is completely her fault that she like got hit by that Q. Okay, good. I like the safety that's coming out here. This is good.
I think one mistake I made there is I should have let those minions live that I killed when the wave was pushing towards them.
I think that's fine. I think that's okay. I think that's fine. Okay, Karma is back. So they are a level ahead now. Sivir doesn't have mana though, so something to consider. Okay. Oh, they pinked that. Interesting. Okay, good. Okay, so what I like is when people spam ping what they want to do. One ping is very, very, very insufficient a lot of times because people aren't paying attention. Yeah, so that's good that you spam it.
That's another thing I learned from you know who.
Oh well, wait, does he say to spam ping?
Always ping 5 times, never ping once, because people don't listen to one ping.
I would say go for more than 5 sometimes because there are people that just aren't paying attention to 5, but yeah. Okay, I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This Karma is playing very aggressively, actually, for the fact that you aren't in lane. It's really bad that she's doing that. Okay, you're letting the wave push in, that's fine. So something that Elise is doing incorrectly is that she's assuming that Twitch is taking everything topside. He will never ever, like, he will always be left with a topside that has at least 1 camp in it. So this is something that she isn't paying attention to enough, I feel like, and this is something that you could have fixed with a chat message, but it's fine.
Yeah, just like telling her micromanagement as an ADC, or macromanagement as an ADC.
Yeah, well, I would say it's important on any role. I don't think it matters what role you're playing.
To be fair, this is quite useful for me to learn because I'm currently a shot caller for the varsity team that I obviously play on.
Oh,
and
shit,
being an
okay.
AD makes it quite hard for me to do that.
Okay, why
So
don't you?
I have a lot.
Okay.
I have a lot of understanding of like macro plays on
Are
the
you
map.
sure?
For a plat player, I have okay understanding
Okay,
of
I
everything.
understand. All right, I understand that. Okay. Okay. All right, this is good that you don't attempt some dumb shit onto Dragon. I'm glad that you're not like one of those people that decides to E in because they think that they deal more damage than Smite. Thank you. Twitch is doing golems because the golems are still level 1 probably since he's never ever cleared them this game. Something at least didn't do a good job of. What the hell? That's a lot of damage actually. Alright. Okay, yep, this is good. Yep, good that you're freezing. Sorry, not freezing, but letting it push in.
Yeah, I don't really want to push up here because
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so this is how you should be playing your lane, essentially. This is good. What you're doing now is pretty good. You're respecting the thresh hooks, you're respecting the silver cues. Okay, I lied. Okay,
just tank one to the base.
Exactly. You did have to use your summoner. Oh my god. Okay, she also respect. Oh shit. Okay, we're not gonna replay that. You probably know your mistake there. I do not want to embarrass you here. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, we're not gonna look at that. Okay.
I think off this as well, like
okay, we're not gonna look at that one either. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead to that one. Okay.
Wait, what just happened? Did Karma
No, we're not gonna talk about that either. I don't want her to see this.
Yeah. Like I said, obviously something I need to keep an eye on is range as well of abilities. Like, I understand that's proper Pepega, but like
the thing, no, it is Pepega as fuck and forehead as fuck as well. Now here's the thing, right? You were at like 100 health. I don't even understand why you wouldn't back there.
Yeah.
Okay. In mid lane, what you're doing is fine, but this is not mid lane. This lane has thresh in it. That's the difference. This lane has thresh.
Can I explain the reasoning didn't back there? So
okay, please. Yeah, please, sure.
So the reason why I stayed there is because I thought that because when I died before, you know, when I died in the 2 versus 1 to Twitch and Sivir, she had the XP lead on me. Because I died then, she still has the XP lead on me, right?
Oh my god, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You like. Wait, hold on. You do realize that like you're always going to be behind her anyways because she has the EXP lead anyways. Even if you get even amounts of EXP, she's still ahead. You realize that, right?
But my thought behind it was that like I'm gonna be basically in double deficit of EXP lead if I don't stay. If that makes sense.
You know what will make you.
I have this problem. I have this problem of greeding for like backs, and I do die a lot because.
Look, you're assuming that by staying, you're gonna like somehow even out the deficit. Two things, right? Firstly, it's very high likelihood that you're gonna die. Secondly, there is zero guarantee that you're gonna get any EXP while you're staying, right? With that low health, I wouldn't even be surprised if this thresh was like in front, like in your tier 1 tower, just zoning you off. Not even hitting you, just zoning you off of the farm. I can see that happening.
Yeah, true.
Okay, please remember, okay? Whenever you have low health, you like even if your opponent is 2 levels ahead of you, you have to back. Okay? Because you're more likely to even out that CS lead when you're at full health after a back, rather than staying with 100 health and risking dying as well.
Okay.
In mid lane this is a bit different, but for bot lane it's just you can't play it otherwise because of the fact that 2 people, exactly. Okay. Now the other thing is here you know that Sivir and Thresh backed. Why would you push the wave in? Just because they're not here. They're not going to miss any farm. And you just back, so you're not looking for a back.
Yeah, I pushed it in exactly for that reason, because they're not there. So in my mind, I obviously didn't time, which is something I've got on the list that I've been writing down as like time time backs more efficiently and like death timers more efficiently when it comes
Right,
to
but
laners,
you do realize that you're not going to be able to push it back so that they actually miss a substantial amount of farm, right? Like you you do realize that you're going to be better off if you let the wave do its thing and you go off and put a pink ward into their jungle, for example.
Okay.
Okay.
So but even on a cannon wave.
Sure.
Like,
sure. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You look. You have to realize you're behind. Okay. If the opponents were any smarter than they are right now, they would simply freeze the wave that you pushed in under their tower, and then what are you going to do after that? Like you have to realize that in this lane, controlling the lane and having it under your tower is priority.
It's more important.
It's extreme priority.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting a pink ward into the jungle is something you definitely like. Getting a really, really good and aggressive pink ward is something you could have definitely done. Okay.
This is a good game.
So okay, see, they're really stupid because they push it in. I have no idea why. They're just preventing the Twitch from ganking. It's just really stupid. If they had one more IQ than they do now, like they wouldn't have done that. Okay, this is good. This is something that I recommend you do. Take any jungle camps that your jungler doesn't have access to. So right now, at least doesn't look like she's going to become a bot anytime soon. So this is good. I like this. I like this. I also say the same thing for Raptors and mid lane. And not just your Raptors, but the enemy Raptors as well. So yeah, that's a very good habit. Okay, so Twitch is bot. So, okay.
Would there if they're tier 1 tower...
Wait, sorry, either you or I were lagging. I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Is there ever a time, as you said before, like, take, like, jungle camps, is there ever a time, even if you're, like, super ahead in lane, to take enemy Gromp, even if they still have tier 1 turret out?
Oh yeah, of course.
Or is that not, like...
No, of course. If you know that they backed, of course, go ahead. And another thing that you should do, if they haven't backed, or if there's like one person bot lane, or you don't know where their jungler is, very simple. In chat, you nicely ask your jungler to follow you into their jungle. Okay? Now this does two things. Firstly, they can't fight you because it's 3v1 or 3v2 or whatever. Secondly, if wolves are up as well, or blue, then your jungler can have that. You guys benefit, like, people don't ever do this in games, but it's so, like, absolutely beneficial to your team to ask your jungler to follow you into the enemy jungle to take things and ward. It's so easy to do that. Your jungler will most likely oblige to this because they benefit hugely off of invades. Massive. And the other thing is, it is also likely that they don't really have that many camps to clear anyways on their side, so that they're okay with doing this. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just now when the Twitch was diving, there was no way they could have dived there, so it was okay to hold your position. So the rule when you know you're gonna get dove is, can you hold your position? So that means, will you die under your tower? If the answer is yes, then give them the tower. If the answer is no, they will not be able to kill you, then simply stay, which is what you did there. They were never going to be able to dive simply because the Twitch couldn't tank that, and I don't think they had enough damage either, to be honest, for the amount of tower damage that they were going to take. So this Karma just did something that is very stupid and that no one should ever be able to do. Whenever you're placing pink wards into your lane, please only do it once you know for a fact that you're going to be able to defend it. Don't ever use it to get vision unless it's very extreme. No, I know. I'm just saying anyways. Now, the only exception for this is when pink wards are outside of your lane. So, for example, if you're getting an aggressive pink ward into their blue buff or their red buff, then it's completely fine to do this because obviously you're not expecting that to live forever. But if you're doing it within your lane, this is something that you should never, ever do. This is really, really bad, what this Karma has just done. Okay, so, this is good. Very good. You're freezing not freezing, letting you push in. Very good. Now, usually when you're doing this, it's actually, you should definitely let your team know because there's a lot of people that assume incorrectly that the ADC has a moral and ethical obligation to stick with your team for any form of team fight. This is something that is never ever true. It's so stupid. Like, people
Yeah,
that
I
say
don't.
that.
This is why I don't do this a lot, because I normally get hard flamed by my
No,
team
it's
if I
not.
do
That's
this,
not the
because they
reason. That's
blame
not.
me for them
No, no, no,
dying.
no, no. That's not the reason you're not doing this. The reason is because you're not telling them that you're doing this. Yeah, I don't think you've ever told your team you're gonna do this. They have to know this, otherwise, obviously, they're just gonna flame you. I'm not even surprised they're flaming
Okay.
you. But you should definitely like hunt. Like you can't afford to ping here. You actually have to type this.
That's on me. So that is on me.
Absolutely,
Like,
sure. That is
okay,
on
okay.
you. Yeah. Like anything to like, if here's another thing, right? Here's another thing that I don't know if you probably already know this, but like if you're playing mid, for example, and your opponent is missing, and the like another lane gets caught because of your laner missing, and like okay, this is hard to verify in like solo queue, but if you're in a team game and then your top laner says like, oh shit, I didn't know someone was coming to my lane, but you pinged missing, that is still on you, okay?
Yeah.
When the opponent is missing for any role, it is your job to know for sure that your other laners are going to be safe. It is your job, not their job. Okay, it is your
Yeah.
job. The person who how do I phrase this? It's like the people in your lane. Whatever happens to them is your responsibility. So if they go missing, then it is your responsibility as well to efficiently communicate this
So
to your team.
basically, your enemy laner is like your child, and you have
Exactly.
to keep track of them.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. That's well phrased. Yeah. It is 100% your responsibility to tell your team anything about what happened to the opponents. Okay. So this means summoner spells, missing, any wards. That is your responsibility. When people say like, "Oh, you should have paid attention to chat," that is incorrect. That is so stupid to assume that. Okay. Yeah. So play the game as such. Okay, good. This is very good. I really like the safety that you're having here. This is very good. You should be doing this.
Yeah, Twitch jungle things.
Oh yeah, yeah. And also Sivir and Thresh things. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you push the lane in because you would like to attend to this. Now it's unfortunate that nothing developed out of it. It's not really your fault though. It's still okay to do what you did. Okay, never do this. Please never do this. What the Elise just did. Even if you are jungling, this is so stupid. Your team actually loses more for her. Like, her dying is actually huge here. Because
especially with Herald up.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, her dying is huge here. It doesn't matter if she would have gotten the dragon. It's fucking massive. Herald, I mean. Yeah, and then 4 people, and then Yasuo and Vladimir decide this is good. Okay, good. Thank you, by the way. This is good. Okay, what you're doing here is actually very good. You're simply staying back to see if your retarded teammates are actually doing anything in this fight. Now, this fight is always going to be outnumbered because Malphite has just used the teleport, so all 5 of them are here. It is very correct of you to not go into this because it will always be a 4v5.
I kind of felt like in this situation as well. I remember my feeling in this situation. I felt like I came in so late compared to what. Is it correct for me to like stay behind? Like,
yeah, no. What you were doing was absolutely
out.
correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you just sit here. If you ever feel uncomfortable about a fight, okay, 2 things you need to do. Firstly, ping your team the fuck back. Type it in chat.
Yeah.
I like to spam in chat when this shit happens. This is so stupid. When I ping danger like 10 million times, I run out of pings, and then I type in chat and nothing happens. That is not my fault if they follow up. If they go in, that is absolutely not my fault. Because I've signaled with like a complete extent that I'm not going to go in. Never ever going to go in. So, what you did here was fine. If you feel uncomfortable with a fight, but they're still doing it, okay, it's fine for you to just wait around and see if there's still maybe something you can do. That's fine. Okay, what you did here was very correct. Yep, so at least so yeah. I don't know if you're analyzing this based on the fact that this is an outnumbered 4v5 all the time, but if you are, then that's how you should be looking at it. This is always going to be uneven. Yeah, this is very stupid what they're doing. Yeah, and Yasuo gets a kill. That's good.
I
And see here, good, very good. Because here it's like, okay, yeah, we have a chance to win. This is good. See here, the difference is between you and some other person that would have rushed in because they want to fight, is that the other person would have had a chance of dying and guaranteeing a lost fight. Here, the fight was already guaranteed lost when they walked in an outnumbered fight. Now, if you wait around and not die, there's a chance that the outnumberage evens. So there's a chance, for example, that the Yasuo and Vladimir make it a 4v4 instead of a 4v5. And that is when you can go in, right? To make it even again, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily favoring your team, but you're in a position where you can auto-attack safely since everyone must have used their abilities by now. You're in a safe position since you can kind of choose where you enter the fight from, stuff like that. So what you did there was very, very good. That's very good. Okay, so you push the lane in. This is good. This is good because you don't have anything to do other than this. There's something you can do with your priority, so this is fine. That's absolutely correct. I would say, yeah, push this in and then back. Okay, you could stay, I guess. Okay, that's fine as well. Bit more greedy,
kind of
but
thinking about back timings. Yeah.
right. Yeah, this is quite close, but okay. Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I guess you chose not to back. Well, the worst.
She was typing that she has Mantra, so I think that's why we. Because she said get it.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, you can back here though. Sure, that's fine though. Okay, and then you come back. Okay. Okay, here's something that you are not considering here. Okay, when you go mid, right? This lane, the moment Sivir like steps foot into this lane, you will be obligated to go bot lane to clear the incoming wave. So because she has the upper hand on the push, you should always like create a push on their lane before going mid. You know what I mean? Like for example.
Wait. Can you reiterate that? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So what I'm saying is like, since Sivir has the upper hand on the push, anytime she decides to even for a millisecond step into bot lane, you will have to go bot. Do you know what I mean? And so if the lane position is the way it is right now, where it's kind of in the center, and Sivir can easily come bot, push it for like 2 seconds, and then go back mid, that would be really bad for you. Because
So in this position, I'm supposed to push it towards her instead of letting it push towards me. Because
yeah, exactly. So you can create. So you can actually create a slow push. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. I think in this I created a slow push towards me because one of my minions died and I let it crash against a wave
so the issue with that is, if you take a look at mid, it looks like they might want to look for a fight, kind of, right? There are 3 people here, might be getting ready for a fight. So if you come mid as 4 people with the Elise, Karma, and you, the issue is that they're probably going to identify this as a 3v4 and not want to take it. So Sivir is going to go bot with Thresh and insta-clear this wave to push it back in. Now when this happens, you are forced to go bot because obviously there's an incoming wave.
And then it creates a 3v3 mid.
Exactly. Okay. You understand, right? Now, the thing is, if you were the Sivir, you don't actually have to go bot right now, because you can clear the incoming wave anytime in like 2 seconds. But the Sivir's on the enemy team now, so she gets to control how the wave pushes. Do you understand? So in this case, because this is a 3v3 anyways, you should just look to push this wave in. Create a slow push. Do you know how you make a slow push without actually being there?
Wait, do I know how to make a slow push without actually being there?
Yeah, you don't actually have to be there for that long to create a slow push, yeah.
I think just auto minion once, or
no.
Kill one minion then.
No, you killed. No. You kill the melee minions and then that's it.
That's what I normally do to create a slow push. I just kill one melee and then just.
No, you should kill all 3. You should kill all 3. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that will create a slow push, and then that's it. You just leave it there. You can go mid however long you want, because you have to understand that even if you do nothing mid lane, you will be winning the trade, because they are obligated to respond to this bot lane wave at some point. You are not. You see? So it's very different this time. Even if it's a slow push, it's fine, because, I mean, you can spend time mid lane as much as you want. So, Okay. So let's see what happens. Yep, so 4v5, they don't really want to look for this. Yep, they're just spam clearing. Now I think it's actually going to slow push in onto their side by accident, which is pretty lucky. Okay, okay, good flash, respecting the Malphite ult and stuff like that. I didn't have it, but whatever. Okay. What are your items here?
I'm not very competent to fight here because I have.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's acceptable. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. What you're doing is okay. Just chilling here. Bot lane is slow pushing. Yeah, this is good. This is fine.
And about the CS lead as well, it's like I find keep up with enemy. Like
wait, sorry, I couldn't hear you there. Sorry.
Because like I see some people get like 11 CS a minute on ADs, and I find that so difficult to do in like a solo game because I feel like
the reason you could have gotten 11 this game as well, but the thing is that you lost like a shit ton when you decided to die twice for no reason.
I guess.
Right, but and the other thing is obviously like their mechanics are much better, but that's something you can only improve by playing the game. So that's not something I can like really talk about, I guess. Yeah. But like yeah, that's kind of why I say. That you're carrying harder if you're 1 and 0 rather than 10 and 11. That's why I say that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Okay, you get it. Okay. So they go in here. So again, this is something that what you're doing here is completely fine. You're assuming that the fight here is going to go either very even or not too well. So you're gonna look for another source of income while it's happening, and then when it's good, you join in, because obviously if it's good, then just make it even better, I guess. So yeah, what you're doing here is very good, and also obviously you're creating a push which opens up objectives like top lane or bot lane tier 2 or Baron, stuff like that. So this is fine.
Yeah.
Now apparently they managed to 2v4 or whatever that was, which is good.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. So
this is why like I wanted this as a VOD review, because I felt like I had little impact on how the game. So
oh, you absolutely did, because your other teammates were drowning you out in terms of impact. Okay, now here is something that a lot of people don't do. You're not respecting Malphite ult. It's just really bad. Like, the other thing, actually, that you have to do is don't just respect Malphite ult, respect Flash Malphite ult. Okay, a lot of people will do this thing where they're in the position that you're in, and then you ask them why, because Malphite has ult, and you ask them why, and they say like, oh, okay, it's okay, I'll flash it. Okay, what if you can't? What if you don't? Like, you have to understand, you're basing you dying on such an important mechanical ability. It's absurd.
Yeah, I'm coin flipping for no reason here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a hard coin flip. I would even argue that not every single pro would get this flash a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right? This is so insanely misleading. Like, you have to understand here, okay? You are actually winning the game even if you don't get this tower. This game is free. Why do I say that? Look at your vision on the map. Insane. Dragon control is yours. Their jungler is yours. Their jungle is yours, right? Because if you look at how their map looks like, their visibility is the shaded area that I'm about to show you. So, why don't you just leave this lane? Because Yasuo has exhausted his ult. You have exhausted your ult. Karma doesn't have many resources left. You can just go into their jungle, pick up anything that's free, pick up some free vision, and then look to take Baron or maybe tier 2 top. These are so much better alternatives than sitting mid and hoping that Malphite doesn't ult you, and the fact that that maybe you get some damage on a tower. Like, even if all three of you stayed here, I mean, what, you deal half the health of this tower? Like, what is that gonna really equal to? I mean, what are you giving up and what are you getting, essentially?
Yeah.
Right.
So it just outweighs.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to realize that the enemy team is at such a huge disadvantage. Okay, he's gonna herald, but why didn't he go top and do this? Because Malphite and Twitch have to defend mid. Why didn't he go top and do this? So stupid. All right, so you have to understand that the enemy team is on such a huge back foot. If you take their jungle, they will have nothing to clear other than the minions in their base. It's huge. You need to look at jungle camps as an advantage in the late game. And obviously more CS, right? Getting you closer to that 10 per minute or whatever that is. Okay, so now you guys should decide to do Baron. Okay, people don't really... You guys should have done Baron here. It would have been really free. But whatever,
Okay,
your team didn't really do it.
yeah, I think we didn't do it because the
Because
main
your
two people
team
that were supposed to tank it are like,
are not doing
super
it
low,
because they're
and
bad. Okay.
I think we were scared of Malphite ult more than we should have been, I guess. But...
Yep, you were more scared than you should have been because you have to realize that if you do Baron here, like any fight you pick at Baron is always going to be like a 3v5 or a 4v5. Why do I say that? Because one person is 100% has to be mid on their team. Has to be. They don't have a choice. Okay? So you're...
one person on their team has to be mid?
Yeah. All the time, yeah.
Well, because they have it open in it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right? Maybe even two a lot of times, actually. And you have to realize even bot lane is the same thing. If you fight at Baron, or like if you're like, you know, weaving around at Baron to see if they're going to fight you and stuff like that, they are the ones losing. Because minion waves are crashing over and over again into their towers, and they're not getting it, while you are, because you've cleared the way for it to slow push. So,
yeah.
Okay, so they come up the dragon, because obviously you guys have much more damage off my top side. Very good. You guys can look to Baron again. Like, this is so free. Just... Like, this is too scared. You guys can definitely do Baron. But if your team doesn't want to do it. Yeah, this is like... I don't know why you guys are... This is so dumb. It's just a waste of time. Okay, so they get a really good pick here. Okay, this is good. Okay, so here you can't actually come here because of Malphite.
I made the call to juggle in this one, and I did. It wasn't correct at all.
Sorry, you what?
I made the I made the call to juggle at mid instead of go to Baron here, and it wasn't the correct call.
Right. Okay, yeah. Okay, so okay. Yeah, that's not correct. But like, what I'm talking about is like the way you have to position because of this Malphite. And okay, can someone tell me? Okay, maybe you know this. Maybe you know this. Let's look at this. All right. Let's look at this very short replay clip. So, okay, what's wrong with this?
What, for me or for my team?
Okay, who's doing something incorrectly here, I guess? There's someone that is very obviously doing something really, really stupid that they shouldn't be doing. It could be either on your team or the enemy team. Let's see, maybe you might be able to figure this out. Maybe someone in chat might know.
I think it's the enemy team. The Malphite should have ulted with me and zoned me.
Okay, partially correct. Malphite shouldn't even have ulted. He doesn't need to ult. Right? Like I said earlier, do you remember what I said earlier? The fact that he is there already prevents you from entering the fight.
He has pressure still by holding it, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And you'll realize, actually, that there are so many cases where you have more pressure by holding an ability. That's why you don't see Threshes in like these competitive games like spamming out hooks. Because they know that they have more pressure by him holding it. And this Malphite just went for the very, very greedy play of going for these two people. Very stupid.
Yeah.
This basically means that you're allowed to enter this fight here. You can enter the fight now. If he didn't do this, you wouldn't have been able to enter. This fight would have been easily lost by your team. 3v5. But now you're entered into the fight. You're allowed it. Now let's see what happens. I don't expect you guys to. Okay, apparently, yeah. This is the problem. Yeah. So you guys actually win because of the Malphite ult. Really stupid. What he did there. Okay. So yeah, the mid call turns into a good play because obviously people in the CLOB don't understand how to play the game. That Malphite actually lost them that fight. It's really weird. But yeah, you guys get to start. This is good that you're not going for Baron now because obviously you can push and it's always better. Okay, but after this inhib, definitely Baron. Okay, this is common where people overstay because they feel like, you know, this is so stupid when people do this. Okay, you're not overstaying though, that's good. Like here, right, you should be having like 10 trillion pings onto Baron, including 10 trillion chat messages to go Baron. Because your team isn't going to do it, but they're going to follow what they feel is right rather than...
ensure the closeout of the game.
What?
like to ensure the close out of the game instead of just like
Yeah, exactly. Because here, I mean, yeah, exactly. This is obvious, right? I mean, look at this. Your team has resources expended. Theirs doesn't because they came out of their fountain. That's simply it. There's nothing else. They have 5 people. You guys have 4. It's just really simple. There's no other reason for that. I mean, it's just now here. If you guys get the inhib, so be it. But it's not because you guys played well. It's because you guys just didn't get engaged upon for some reason. Is Sivir AFK?
I think she's
they just surrendered. They just surrendered.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. You guys were gonna do Baron anyways, but this is just like a greedy way of like doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know about that game because
Okay,
I felt like I had like lower to no impact.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're kind of right. It's because you like the fact that you died twice. There was actually massive for some reason. But yeah.
I can copy paste the shit that I got out of that into PM, so that's like the stuff I've written down from that.
Wait, what do you mean copy paste it?
Thing I took out of that. So like I was taking notes for the thing.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah. Do you have any like questions or anything you want me to expand upon that I didn't talk about enough in your opinion? Anything like that?
I think the game that like obviously I had on hand was like quite a short one, so I was expected to not get like super amounts of information from it, but all I did get from it was quite a lot from when I'm behind because that's what I mainly need anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, because I'm just trying to get to Diamond this season, so I'm
trying
to work on finite.
You can make it. I feel like you understand like more. I feel like you understand more about the game than like normal platinum people would. So you can definitely get to Diamond. I don't doubt it. But yeah, like the thing is right. Like it's at this point for you at least. It's all about consistency. So like never ever breaking. How you play the game, and never ever breaking the fact that you should be thinking about every single move you do. And I can tell in that game you were genuinely thinking about some of the things, but there are other things that I pointed out where it's like,
Autopilot.
could be touched on. I don't have anything else to say. So.
Alrighty. Alright. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, yo, thanks for the sub, dude. You're the second sub, so that's fucking thumbs up. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. Peace, dude. Have a good one. Thanks.